Hello, welcome back. In JUnit 3, we identified the test by pass method name and check with whether they start with a word test, right? And we retrospect as the JUnit 3 part. And then in JUnit 4, we identified the test by collecting method annotated with test annotation. Both of those technicals shared the same approach. The tests are defined at compiler types. This concept is what we called um, static testing, right? Maybe somebody will have some doubts. We used the parameterized runner in JUnit 4. This method looks like dynamical generate theory runtime, right? As you can see, I already run one times out here. But actually now, because we can exactly to know how many unit test method will be execution during our developer has. As you can see, we divide 5 groups and generated one from 0 to 4. That's a total of 5, right? This is the data provided for data groups, and this method will be execution 5 times. Okay, and even we use the Jupyter repeated test annotation, annotated the test method, and we also exactly to know how many times this this test case will be execution, right? So all of them are static ways to for unit test. In JUnit 5 allow us to generate test at runtime by a factory method that is annotated by test factory. And test test factory method is not a test but a factory. It will be create the unit test method at runtime. So what is the dynamical test and usage scenarios? This lectures our demo dynamical test and test factory annotation usage and scenarios. Okay, here we go. Assumption we have a source code will get data from the remote server. And we don't know which data or how many data we'll get from the remote server. We just existing this method, and we will test this method and validate or verify the data is valid is correct. For example, we get a list or a set of um, numerical data, like so for example, it's the integer, and the our policy is very simple. It's just the integer value is greater than 0. It's validated. So okay, let's create the source code uh, and the source code directory. Class com GitHub and advanced. The class name is a simple service. All right. Okay, we have a simple method, just a simulator. We use this method to can get data from a remote server, AC9. We just for a simple demo. Int stream, okay, in the stream, and the name, the method name is get data from remote server. All right. And we use random. How many data volumes is random, and the data values is random too. So we need to define a random object instance. Random, random, okay, and export the random type. Return random ints. All right, it's the original number is from the 0 and 100 and limited. We have the limited. Limited is the also random. Random next int. Okay, 10. Oh, that's enough. We can get the random numbers or stream and the random values. We don't know and the compile time or develop time. The only will be exactly to confirm to, or clearly during the runtime, right? Okay, so how to test this method by a JUnit? Before we learn the dynamical test usage, maybe we will write the test case like this way. Let me demo that. Okay, first we need to create the new test class named Jupyter dynamical test. Okay, and also we removed the public modifier or class level and give a simple display name. Display name, uh, display name the Jupyter dynamical test future. Okay, we provide we define the simple service as inst variable. Okay, and we will initial the simple service and before each method or livestock method would set up. We can annotate by before each. Okay, it's cool. New simple service. All right, and we can and quickly and test method or shoot get. Okay, should get the data from and validate. Validate, right? Display name. We call this as a static way, static test, and annotate by test annotation to indicate that this is a test method. Okay. We use the get will return a int stream, right? We need to assert every element in the stream. We use a for each lambda. Maybe no need and assertions assert two. Sorry, assert two. Our rules is very simple. We just expected the value a is greater than 0. It's enough. Okay. As you can see, so we don't know how many elements will be returned, um, and the values we also don't know. So this test case covers all of the data assertion or value element assertion. That's fine. Let's execution this test method first. Okay, as you can see, this approach is fine. We only exist in the one test case, right? Our assertions statement is dynamical, but the test case is not dynamical. If you wanted, every element will generate one test case during runtime. The Jupyter provided another port for us. We can generate um, the dynamical test. Okay, here we go. Let's demo that. Um, we will not use the test annotation anymore. If we wanted a dynamical generate a dynamical test during runtime, so we must use a test factory, and the test factory must return a stream dynamical test. Okay, here we go. Stream dynamical test. As you can see, return, and we give the name and should get and by. Okay, and test factory annotated by test factory. Test factory is not a test case, but as a factory. And display name test. All right. We will also invoke get data from remote server. All right. And we should map to object, convert to dynamical test instant. All right. We use the dynamical test static method and it gives a display name for generated test. And the name will be string format. Okay. And we give the names test element. We don't know the value, so is validated. Right. And the value is the E, right? Okay. And also we need to give a executable. The executable is assertions 02. It should greater than 0, right? Okay, it ports the static dynamical method, test method. All right. And don't forget the return, as you can see. Okay, perfect. We already completed the dynamical demonstrate. Let's execution this. As you can see, the test factory help us to generate four um, test case at runtime. So if you execution one more time, as you will find the number will be changed. That is dynamical. We will not need to assertion every element during one in one test case. You can see so it's more than four, right? The total the five or seven test cases during runtime. All right. In this lecture, I think I'm already demonstrated the how to use a dynamical test, and one need the dynamical test and the dynamical test scenario. Next lecture, I will explain the uh, text factory method definition, another styles, and some attentions we need to pay attention during develop perhaps. Okay, see you next lecture.